Hey, what's going on? It's Aaron Murray here with the Players Lounge, and I got the big couch. I felt a little bit lonely last week, so I decided to bring my boy TK, Tavarres King, with me. Was a receiver with me at Georgia, then played in the NFL for a while too, to join me. Thanks, TK, for hanging out.
Man, had to come kick it with my guy. You said you was a little lonely on this big old couch.
I was a little lonely on the big
take
couch.
Up a little space, so
It's a big, comfy couch. I had a boy of mine shoot me a picture. Did you ever watch the show as a kid, The Big Comfy Couch? Like there's like toys hidden in there.
Nah.
I'll have to show you. Your kids may like it. I don't know, but that is what I was getting. So a little bit lonely. Bring TK in there. We'll start the show off with this once again. Go download the Brinks TV app on iOS, on Android, whatever you got. We are bringing the best player content out there. We got a great show today, a lot of great UGA guests. Next week, we had a special show, a little preview of the Orange Bowl with Clemson and Tennessee players and some former greats at both those universities as well. But this week, special show, got Knox Bennett, brother of Stetson Bennett, going to be joining us to talk about what happened in New York, the excitement around the Heisman. We got Matt Hibbs, who runs the collective there at the University of Georgia, the Classic City Collective. We have Dan Jackson, safety at Georgia, recovering from his injury, going to come in, kind of give us an update how he's doing, and then preview the bowl game as well, the first round playoff game. And then Samuel Mpemba, a five-star recruit edge defender from IMG Academy, is going to be joining us as well at the end of the show to talk about his commitment to the University of Georgia and his excitement about getting on campus and everything going on with the Dogs. But before we bring in Knox, TK, I want to ask you this. Mm-hmm. So we looked at the Heisman this weekend, and it was all quarterbacks, and it's been somewhat labeled as a quarterback award. Right. Devontae won it a couple years ago from Alabama, but as a non-quarterback, you're a receiver. How do you view this award? Is it a quarterback award, or is it legitimate that there is a chance other guys can get in there?
Man, it's funny. I feel like there definitely is a chance for other cats to win the award, but you gotta be that dude. Yeah. Like you gotta be doing something really special, like Devontae did. Like he broke records and things like that. You gotta be going ham throughout the year to be one of those Heisman candidates. So. Is it a quarterback award? I would say probably so, but because you guys take so much pressure. If we win, it's on you. If we lose, it's on you. So all eyes are on you. So I would definitely say it's a quarterback heavy award.
Yeah, no, it is, and I think the guy that won it this year deserved it. I mean, Caleb Wood's the best player in the country. He had some special moments this year, but I was very happy, and I know a lot of Georgia fans were happy that our boy Stetson Bennett, who I believe deserved to get there. Like a lot of people were complaining, Hendon Hooker should be there. I posted something last week. I was like, I think both should be there. I thought Hendon had a special year. I thought Stetson had a special year. I think C.J. Stroud was kind of from the beginning of the season said, okay, this guy is a top 5 pick. He's a Heisman guy. He's going to be in New York, and we kind of just played that narrative throughout the season. I don't know if he necessarily deserved to be there over those other guys, but the guy that, like I said, that did deserve to be there, Stetson Bennett, a guy that joined him there was his younger brother, Knox Bennett, who is going to be a guest with us right now. Knox, first thing, how was New York, man? Did you guys have a good time up there?
It was a blast. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity. It was just great to see him get to live out his dream as a Heisman finalist up there in New York. It was awesome.
Yeah, man, super awesome. New York is a very special place. Spent a lot of time there throughout my career, bro. So I know y'all had fun in the city. I want to talk about your brother's, just his competitive nature, man. Has that always been there? I mean, even as a kid, I mean, this guy seems like he thrives off of the unwarranted hate that he gets and just from the media. Outside perspective, it seems like Stet just thrives and just keeps a chip on his shoulder. Has that always been there? Has he always been that type of dude?
Oh yeah, it's always been like that. I remember back in high school, he was always the smallest player. He was always told he's too small, doesn't weigh enough. I think he always uses that as motivation, and like you said, he always has the chip on his shoulder because of that. And I think that only allows him to play his best game.
I think it's funny. He says smaller. I mean, Knox, you're what? You're probably an inch or two taller than your brother. Maybe you're about my height. Yeah. You're about 6'1", 6'2".
Oh, no.
Yeah. I was telling him, we were texting this weekend. He sent me a picture, and it was of him and Stetson by the Heisman Trophy. I was like, man, if your brother was your height, not only would he legitimately probably get a lot more attention for the Heisman, but he'd be a first-round draft pick. Like I think Stetson has those type of skills. I want to ask you this because like we always talk about the Heisman's an individual award, but every good quarterback, everyone who wins it, and not just quarterback, but any position that wins it says, okay, I thank my team, but I also thank my family. Like this is it's a team award because you need your team to get there. You need to win those games. You got to have the receivers, but you also need your family. You need your brothers and sisters, your parents to to help you along the way. What was, I guess, your role with Stetson growing up? I mean, were you out there catching balls for him? What were you doing in the off season or even in season to help elevate your brother to that level?
Yeah, that's a good point. Growing up, it was always so I have a twin brother, Luke. It was always me versus Luke, and Stet was all-time quarterback out in the yard, and Dad would be out there doing quarterback drills, and me and Luke would be running the routes for him. So it was just growing up. The football was it. That's all we had in a small town, coming from small town Blackshear. If you don't play football, you're really a nobody. So growing up, it was always me and Luke would always help him get to where he is today.
Yeah, man, I love that. And, I want to speak to one more quality that I see in your brother, and that's leadership, bro. His teammates love him. Love him, man. You see Nolan Smith, first game he gets hurt, you see him rocking the 13. Those guys love that dude, man. The leadership qualities he entails obviously have to come from, your parents. Speak to them and the upbringing that you guys have.
Yeah, like you said, he's a great leader. He leads not only his team, but as his younger brother, he leads me. I follow after him. He does such a great job. And like you said, the teammates around there up there in Athens love him. It's hard not to see his story and see where he's came from and all the hard work that he's put in to get where he's at today. I think it's hard not to respect that and not to love him.
All right, so we know it's the Big Apple. We know it's a beautiful place. TK played for the Giants for a little bit, so he knows the fun places. You probably should have asked him where to go for dinner.
I'd have had it jumping for you, big dog.
Yeah, I don't know if you're old enough to be having that kind of fun. Hey, we all remember the picture, and we're gonna have to get it for the show, of after the Natty, that bottle of Pappy.
Oh yeah.
That Stetson was taken down. I mean, it's an iconic picture. Like I don't know what picture needs to be made a statue of Stetson more, like him. Winning a national championship, holding that trophy, or him holding that Pappy bottle. Like it's just, what was there any Pappy consumed in New York? Is my question for Stetson.
There might have been.
Do we need a Pappy deal for Stetson?
I mean, he should have one, bro.
If
you turning up Pappy like that, you need a deal, bro.
I don't know if Pappy has a deal with college players yet. I think we need to find a Stetson the Pappy deal.
It's coming.
All right, we'll make that happen. What was your favorite part of the weekend? I think, what y'all get there Friday morning? I know there was a lot of probably like pictures taken, all that, but what was like when you look back on this weekend, what's the first memory that's going to come to your mind?
Yeah, we got there Friday afternoon. We went and ate with all the finalists and their family. And then that night we ate with a bunch of former winners and all that good stuff. But I think my favorite part of the weekend was just seeing a kid from South Georgia live out his dream as a Heisman finalist in New York. I mean, for me, I've been along for his whole journey, and just to see what he's going through to accomplish what he's accomplished and to be where he's at. I think the best thing for me and what I'll remember the most is just the look in his eyes, just not satisfied. He's not satisfied yet. He's still got 2 more games to be satisfied, but just seeing the sense of accomplishment that he's accomplished to get where he's at today, I think that'd be the first thing I remember from this weekend.
Yeah, man, that's super awesome, and he has accomplished a lot. And I like that you said that he ain't done, because we ain't done.
No,
we ain't
done yet.
But man, I do have another question about the weekend. What about the other guys that were there? The winner, Caleb Williams. What was he like? What was his personality like? What was the interaction like with Stet, with you, and the other players there, Caleb, CJ, and Max?
Yeah, the interaction was surprisingly, it was great. I mean, I know we'll see CJ in a couple years or a couple weeks in Atlanta. You would have thought they would have been enemies, but the interaction between all 4 of the players were amazing. Their families were great people. It was just really cool to be around. people with such high talent levels. It was just great to get to know them and their families.
They should have got a dang, like the MMA fighters before they go, they kind of square off and they do the pose of like, fist each other's face. We should have got a little CJ versus Stetson, like, battle cry getting ready to go for that game here in Atlanta. All right, Knox, man. Well, we appreciate you jumping on. We all are former Dogs, and I know Dog Nation just super proud of Stetson, your family, and essentially like the first family of Georgia now. I mean,
they definitely got
gonna put the whole family in the governor's office one day.
Y'all might get a little documentary, my man.
Yeah. hey, okay. I asked you this. So I mean, you look obviously like your brother, so you're maybe more up to the role. But when the Stetson movie is created, I have put my name in the hat because like I can go out there and throw the football. I look like a quarterback still. I can get the hair going. But Knox may get the role.
He the guy.
Would you take the role, or are you going to give the role to me for your brother if the movie done?
I'd give the role to you, Aaron. I think you can.
What?
I think you can handle
Knox. No, take the role, Knox.
Take the role myself.
I just got to get this. I got this Sequavius fade for the weekend.
You do got
the fade.
You do got a nice
do you call him Sequavius or you call him Stet? What do you call him? What do you call your brother?
I just call him Stet, but I might have to start calling him Sequavius.
Yeah, that Quay is nice, man. He out there running and shaking folks like a Quay is, man.
He is. He looks good. All right, well, that's Knox Bennett, younger brother, man. Congratulations once again. Thanks for jumping on with us. And we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we're going to bring in Matt Hibbs, who runs the Classic City Collective there at the University of Georgia. Does a great job. One of our actual partners here at the Players Lounge. I think one of the best collectives in America, TK. Yeah. And it's just amazing how this world has changed, where you have a group that is essentially helping run the NIL there at the University of Georgia. Your initial thoughts about what Hibbs is doing in just the NIL space in general?
Man, what he's doing for the players and the University of Georgia is huge. Just bringing eyes and organizations to the forefront and just bridging these relationships with the players is huge. So I think that what he's doing, what he's trying to do for the players at the university is enormous.
Yeah, it's. I'm telling you, man, I've been in contact with a lot of collectives out there, and there's some really good ones, and the space is evolving. But what Hibbs is accomplishing and doing, and his goal and getting to talk to him is some of the best stuff out there. So make sure you stay tuned. After the break, we'll bring him in. He's going to break down everything that he's learned, what he's doing to make sure that Georgia is at the top when it comes to NIL. So stay tuned. We're at the Players Lounge here with Brinks TV in the NIL House.